The good man Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, once said, "What would you do if a stranger told you that you had a rich relative that died and left you great wealth? Would you want it? How far are you willing to go to claim it?" I raised my hand back then and said I wanted it and that I am willing to claim it. Many raised their hand when asked if they wanted it and are they willing to claim it. Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, came as the Son while revealing the Father, and he established great wealth. And it was reported in the media that he died. I am here to tell you that our Father, Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, did in fact left us great wealth, great riches. Yahweh ben Yahweh once said, "If I left today, all my disciples would be rich. But those who have been entrusted with our riches have denied us." The wise master builder, the father of the nation of Yahweh, Yahweh ben Yahweh, left us, his children, his nation, great wealth, untold wealth. Now, those who are holding our wealth, our riches, are afraid that you will remember this and that you will seek to claim your inheritance. It's all about inheritance, Israel. They are afraid that you will fight for it. One of the definitions of the word fight means a legal court battle. They do not want me to fight a legal court battle because they know the truth will be revealed that the U.S. government did not confiscate our wealth. They know the truth will be revealed that they were allowed to keep our wealth. Look, I fought for and claimed Yahweh ben Yahweh, the good man, the wise master builder, and I had it taken to court in order to obtain his freedom. I am willing to do the same for the wealth, especially when Yahweh ben Yahweh asks me if I am willing to claim it. Not to mention, I worked, labored, and contributed to the riches, to the wealth, to the inheritance. Now, the good man Yahweh ben Yahweh left our nation's wealth, our nation's treasury, in the hands of his administrative staff and a few chosen elders as caretakers, but they have denied us access to this wealth. They have invested, multiplied, and magnified it manifold. On a financial sense, one can say they did a good job in investing our money and increasing its value. But they did evil by hiding this wealth in the earth and keeping it away from us, the rightful owners. They refused to share the proceeds, the profits, with its rightful owners. Now, I want to take you back in mind and remember Yahweh ben Yahweh's words. The day is coming when some will be taken out on stretchers, some will need resuscitation when you find out exactly all who came against them. Robert Rozier, a.k.a. Nehemiah, Lloyd Clark, a.k.a. Yehuda, Michael Mathis, a.k.a. Absalom, Ricardo Woodside, a.k.a. Zerubbabel, Kelly and Freddie Gaines, a.k.a. Jeremiah and Solomon, and the rest of Yahweh ben Yahweh's detractors. These individuals who came against Yahweh ben Yahweh, most of them did not shock you. You did not need resuscitation from that. So that means there are some who are still hiding from your sight, hiding from your mind, not mine. And you will be shocked. You will need resuscitation. You are going to need someone to blow the breath of life back into you when you discover you have been following behind those who came against Yahweh ben Yahweh, the good man, the wise master builder. You are going to need resuscitation when you discover that you have been supporting many who came against Yahweh ben Yahweh. You are going to need a blood transfusion to bring you back to life. I wonder who is going to give it to you. Oh, that's right. Yahweh ben Yahweh did say he was keeping Sherebiah and his wife for a blood transfusion. Think about that one. There are many who came against Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, in court. Some came against him in the media. And there are those who came against him by denying us, his disciples, his children, his nation, what rightfully belongs to us. John chapter 13, verses 37 and 38 tells us that Yahweh ben Yahweh's disciples, written under the allegory of Peter, said, I will lay down my life for thy sake. And Yahweh ben Yahweh answered him, Wilt thou lay down thy life for my sake? Verily, verily, I say unto thee, the cock shall not crow until thou hast denied me thrice, or threefold, or multiple times. Now, the cock has crowed. The cock is crowing. Can't you tell? Don't you hear me crowing? Some say I am acting cocky and boasting. Yes, I am. A cock, by definition, is a leader or a chief. I am one of Yahweh ben Yahweh's chosen leaders, one of his chosen chief. And I am crowing. I am crying out. I am calling out those who have denied him. Crow, by definition, means to brag or boast about one's achievements, accomplishments, or victory. I am bragging. I am boasting about my victory, my achievement in delivering Yahweh ben Yahweh, the Grand Master, the wise master builder, from the pit, which is the onerous restrictions, the pit that you threw him in, with the help of the hireling, former federal prosecutor turned defense attorney, Gwendolyn Rush. Therefore, you denied Yahweh ben Yahweh his freedom upon release from federal prison. Uriah David, you are also guilty of denying Yahweh ben Yahweh. Uriah David went to Atlanta under the guise of taking over and running the Barclay Hotel from those who it was reported were guilty of misappropriations of funds. Remember Pauline? Yet, not long after he took the hotel in his hands, under his control, he sold it back to the original owners. We all saw the sorry excuse that he placed in the public, along with a group of sisters making noise he called wailing. That's not wailing. I am wailing. I am wailing right now about the wickedness that you have done. The Barclay Hotel was only a ruse. He went to Atlanta because there was something else in Atlanta that he wanted. He went to Atlanta and took control, seized upon Yahweh's secret things. Have you touched Yahweh's secret things, Uriah? You seized Yahweh's secret things from those who were entrusted with its safekeeping. And as far as the Barclay Hotel goes, where's my investment, Uriah David? I invested in the Barclay Hotel. Many invested in the Barclay Hotel. Do you remember the olive branch? The names of many who contributed are written in that book. Hebrews and secular supporters contributed. What about their investments, Uriah? What about the return on our investments? Yahweh ben Yahweh have said that he taught you how to keep our properties and never to sell. The Barclay Hotel was set up differently from the Temple of Love and all other properties. The government couldn't touch it if they wanted to. But you did not want the responsibility, so you gave it up or sold it back to the original owner, Mr. Hammer. Mr. Hammer himself is quoted as saying he thought we were doing well with it, so he was surprised when you said you no longer wanted it. You would be a fool, Uriah David, if you just gave it up. So, where is my profit? The return or interest on my investment? Where is the return and profit on the nation's investment? It is time to pay. I also invested in the property on Cockleburg. Hebrews around the country invested in that property. I am here in Orlando, and I have heard reports from multiple sources that your children are going around saying they are the richest family in the nation of Yahweh. We all should be going around saying we are a rich family in the nation of Yahweh, not just yours. That is wrong. What happened to one God, one mind, one love, one action? I want for my brothers and sisters what I want for myself. What about that? If I have a bowl of soup, you may have half of my bowl of soup. What happened to that? Israel, those whom you look to and have been defending, have denied Yahweh ben Yahweh. They have denied you. When they denied you, they denied Yahweh ben Yahweh. When they denied me, they denied Yahweh ben Yahweh. Carmel is also guilty of denying Yahweh ben Yahweh multiple times. When Israel were writing Yahweh ben Yahweh letters of love, sharing your research with them, which was encouragement to Yahweh ben Yahweh, they were rerouting your mail to Yahweh ben Yahweh back to themselves with the help of the hireling Wendell and Rush. When Hebrews got wise to this, they admitted they were doing it, but claimed that Yahweh ben Yahweh were receiving so much mail that he asked them to write you on his behalf. That is a damn lie. Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, enjoyed hearing from his children and followers. That made him happy, and they denied him that. Some were also writing and informing Yahweh ben Yahweh about their wickedness and mistreatment of his disciples and followers. So they had to put a stop to it by rerouting his mail. That is denying me, denying you, and denying Yahweh ben Yahweh. Just because you are able to present Yahweh ben Yahweh's words for profit does not make you his servant or a righteous servant. It's nothing more than a business for some. Remember the word, there is much business in Judah. You are profiting from it, Carmel. What have you done with all the proceeds, the money you have collected and made these past 25 years while presenting yourself as Yahweh ben Yahweh's representative and progenitor? You act as if it is your right to determine who becomes citizens of the nation of Yahweh. It's not your right. You are living good and riding good. But what have you done with the funds collected on behalf of Yahweh ben Yahweh and the nation of Yahweh? Carmel was the video and audio engineer and photographer in our nation. And that's given her a fancy title. She was also one of the staff members. But her responsibility was audio and video recording and editing. That does not qualify you to run our nation. So where does Carmel come off thinking she can? Listen, Carmel seized upon that which she had access to and control of, the written and recorded word. and you say Yahweh has blessed her. Kezion, Benkael, Amos, Naphtali, Jehoiada once worked with Carmel. Many once worked with Carmel and her peace foundation. Kezion seized upon that which he had access to, and you say Yahweh has blessed him. Ben-Zion seized upon that which he had access to, and you say Yahweh has blessed him, and that he is doing Yahweh's work. Ben-Zion, Abishag, the Rozier brothers, and the rest of his team has invested our wealth and increased its value manifold. They have amassed a tremendous amount of wealth, but they neglect to share the profits with those of us who have remained loyal to Yahweh ben Yahweh. My main concern is Sherebiah, Yedapua, and our family. Then all of Yahweh ben Yahweh's loyal, full-time disciples whose work and sacrifice contributed to the seed money that they seized upon and used for their benefit. It is time to pay. It is time to start the distribution of our royalty checks. Now, I seize upon that which Yahweh blessed me with, the power to understand him. I use the power to understand Yahweh ben Yahweh, the power of one of his appointed representative, and seize upon him. Every elder and elder trainee present during Passover 1985 heard the wise master builder, Yahweh ben Yahweh, said, "Now this brother understands me. There is no need to be jealous of him. You too can have the power." What I am saying is easy to trace. Ask those who were there. Search the archives. I use the power of understanding Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, and fought for him with legal help from his Jewish friends. I had him delivered from the pit, the onerous restrictions, something that the masses said could not be done except by God Yahweh himself. You opened your mouth and said, Yahweh placed Yahweh ben Yahweh in this position, in this situation, and only Yahweh will deliver him. Yahweh ben Yahweh said, every one of you who said it are going straight to hell. Now, you don't say Sherebiah is blessed by Yahweh. Why not? The fact that I, Sherebiah, use my understanding of Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, to deliver him from the pit, proves my connection to him. Since the masses said only Yahweh would deliver him, what does that say about Sherebiah? Think about that one. Out of your own mouth cometh your judgment. I seized upon the wise master builder. I fought for his freedom. I fought for the intangible thing and succeeded. Yet you ignore me as if it is irrelevant. Why? Sherebiah fought for the source, the intangible. They fought for that which came from the source, the tangible. The word of Yahweh is intangible until it is recorded and printed. Then it becomes tangible. It becomes physical. You can touch, feel, see, handle, and profit from the recorded word, the tangible, because it is an asset. But you can't touch, feel, handle his freedom, so you can't profit from that. Therefore, you don't recognize it. What you fail to see as a whole, Israel, is that the intangible is also an asset, but it is incapable of being perceived, precisely defined, or identified. The intangible cannot be perceived by the senses. The intangible is elusive. That's why they went for the tangible. That's why you support the tangible, because you cannot sense the intangible. When Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, taught about the tangible versus the intangible, everyone clapped and screamed and hollered as if they understood the intangible. But you lied. You lied to yourself. You lied to Yahweh ben Yahweh. You went for the tangible, the physical. Now, let me tell you something else about Carmel. In 1993, I did some research, and I wanted to share that research, my studies, with Yahweh ben Yahweh. Sister Yedida is the one who typed it for me. I gave it to Carmel to give to Yahweh ben Yahweh on one of her alleged visits to Lewisburg. When she came back, I asked her about it. She said, I didn't get a chance. You know Yahweh ben Yahweh. When he starts talking, you don't get a word in. So I took it back and mailed it to Yahweh ben Yahweh myself. A couple weeks later, Yahweh ben Yahweh called her and told her he wanted it published. He also called Brother Amos and asked him, have you read that little piece Sharibia wrote called God, a Conception? Amos told him, I remember Sharibia sharing his research with me as we traveled. He told Amos, no, you need to read it. Most of the people in Miami would not understand what that brother wrote. Some of the staff members would knock at my door requesting a copy because they said Yahweh ben Yahweh spoke so highly of it and they wanted to read it for themselves. The point I'm making is that Carmel did not publish God, a Conception. She denied Yahweh ben Yahweh, the wise master builder, the joy of that which he highly approved of being published to the nation of Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh was pleased and excited with what Sharibia wrote and sent him. Carmel denied Yahweh ben Yahweh, and she denied me. Why? All of the staff members knows it. Ben Kyle knows it as well. So does Kezion. The question is this: why did Carmel refuse to be obedient to Yahweh ben Yahweh and do his will in publishing that little book? Because she knew she could not control me. And she did not want another son to rise. The king did not see his son's book published. Yet he saw, experienced, and was freed by the manifestation of God, a Conception, called the journey to exonerate